What's up, guys? It's Jules. Time for another weekly update. It is... what is it? It's the end of April. It's the end of April. Beginning of May coming up here next week. So, it's beautiful weather. Skies are blue. Grass is green. Everything's good. This update will have a fair bit of bee stuff on it. And just discussion about future videos. The birds are somewhat covered. I'm hoping they're not going to be too loud for this because they distract me something awful. But yeah, got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some good stuff, some maybe not so great stuff, but some really great stuff after that. First of all, I want to say a throw out. I want to shout a shout out to my hockey fans out there. Go Blues. Go San Jose Sharks. That was an awesome game last night. I am sleep deprived because of it. I only got 5 or 6 hours, which I shouldn't have because I do have a little bit of a cold still. I got a bit of a head cold. Hit me pretty hard this morning. I feel a lot better after some proper medication, and so I feel pretty good. So it doesn't look like it, but I still feel it. What we're going to do is we're going to actually do a rundown of actually all my projects right now because I'm still in a little bit of a cross-stitching rut in terms of feeling as motivated as I normally do with cross-stitching. I have a lot of distractions going on right now, not least of which is the playoffs. I thought I would stitch through the playoffs. Instead, I'm like, what's happening? What's happening? And so I'm like so focused on it that not a whole lot's getting done. Let's also thank Bailey, my dog Bailey, for christening some of my projects again because she was mad that we left to work on the bees all weekend and left all the dogs out in the house so that everybody would have freedom. And she blames me for that because I'm normally the one who puts them up. So she deliberately messed some stuff up. But nothing, well, yes, there were some permanent things because some floss got damaged. If you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know what she did. And it was deliberate. It was 100% deliberate this time because she didn't even bother to try to, like, attempt to portray it as an attempt to go out the window or open up the blinds or anything because, they were perfectly fine. She just deliberately tried to make me feel bad. I didn't really feel bad. I was just like, whatever. I was so tired I didn't care. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Let's show you some progress on some different projects. First up, we're going to look at Rainy Waterloo Place, which is one of the projects that actually got damaged, so it only got a little bit of progress this week because I ended up having to wash it and dry it, and so it's extra wrinkly right now because of that, but I'm not going to actually go in and do anything else with it. It's going to, over time of me using it, it'll stretch back out and the wrinkles will come out before I finish it for sure. But anyway, so I just got a little bit done up in there. Oh man, I got to redo my gridding. It's the worst part about having to wash a project partway through is that you got to grid. Barely. Anyway, so that's as far as I've gotten. It's hard to kind of tell when it's all wrinkled up like that. It doesn't look as good as it normally does. But that was something I got to work on this past week. I'm going to put that one over there. What else do I got? All right, I get I folded my leg up underneath me. That does not work too well, usually. What is that, and why is it in here? It's not floss. It's not floss, and it's not anything that I know of. I don't know what happened. All right. Okay. Got a little bit more, just a little bit more done on Chicago Bears. Just a little bit more done. I think I did. But this is my Chicago Bears piece. It's literally right above me right here with my finger. So we're still working on that. We got the NFL draft starting tomorrow night. No. Yes, it's Wednesday night. So yes, tomorrow night. Oh, my days of the week are so messed up right now. So that's good. Got more done on Reaper. Now, I know you guys were looking forward to a stitch with me this past weekend, but I'll tell you all about that in just a minute here, but I was so exhausted. There was just no way that was happening. So I worked a bit more on Reaper, but I'm going to keep Reaper as the focus piece of this week and do a stitch with me on Reaper this coming weekend. I also thought it wasn't terribly appropriate to work on Reaper on Easter weekend. It didn't dawn on me until I was like considering canceling it. And then I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing it anyway? But here we are with the reaps. So we're just filling in a little bit more. I did not get as much done on it as I wanted to, but we are making progress with all of this and all this. I really want to get as much, I want to really fill in this top part here this next week as much as I can. So that would be really cool. Haha. Hoo hee hee. Haha. Hoo. What else we got here? I figured I'd just show you the stuff I've been working on first, and then I'll show you the other projects that we haven't seen in a while, because that would probably be better for y'all. Okay, so if I'm going to do it that way, what, where, why, when is Apothecary Shop? What, where, why, when? What, where, why, when? Did I put it out here and just not realize it? Because I have baseball and Apothecary. I did work on Apothecary Shop this week. That's Old World Map 2. And that's Ronnie Rowe. Huh, I'm going to have to go downstairs and drag that out. I'm so organized normally. I don't understand how this happened this week. That would be perfect if this was an April Fool's joke. I am so unorganized. I'll tell you what, we're just going to walk you through everything else, and at the very end I'll pull it up and I'll show it to you. So with that being said, let me just show you Old World Map 2. I'm sitting here thinking, where is that project anyway? It's all good. I got some more stitching done. I did a lot of lighter stitching on it. Usually I show this one last, but not this week. So I got a lot done. I got a lot done in this bottom part here. But it's coming together very nicely. You can see how much of the page I have left. So I'm pretty happy with that. That was a big jump in progress on this page. And so I like it. I like it. I want to stitch more of it. Sorry, cold. All right. Would that be? No, that's Rainy Water Place. Man, I got a lot of stuff here. All right, so let me just show you everything I have, and then we'll go from there. So let's look at the blended projects, which are the Scarlet Quinn City from Greenwich Village, which is one of the pieces that got really messed on, and I had to wash it. And I'm not terribly happy about that, but it's okay. So that's kind of what it looks like right now. I need to totally regret it, stretch it out. I really haven't done anything on this in like 3 months, which is just not good. Because look how big it is. Look how big it is after I unroll all the wrinkled up stuff. I'm telling you, I've done such a great job too, keeping that area cleaner. And the one weekend that I'm like, I'm kind of working on it, let me leave it here, she gets to be a jerk. And trust me on this, she knows what she does. She's one of the most smart dogs, one of the smartest dogs I've ever met in my life. Now we've got, oh, here, right here. Right here. Tower of Babel, right there. And I'm working on this upper part there, so. See, now this is the, we go back to the debate, kind of why I've decided to stop using pencil for gridding, because you guys were telling me, like, pencils won't really come out really easily, and we talked about using a special eraser for the pencil, and I'm going to have to do that, but I used pencil on this Tower of Babel piece, and it did not wash out the way that the ink or the marker did, so you can still see it. So we'll probably go back to doing pen on this one, but you can see I'm only that far in. I, again, haven't done a whole lot in 3 months. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I know my rotation just has too much in it. I know I have too many projects going. I'm realistic about that. Let's show you with Charity, my Abraham Lincoln awesome thing here. So, or I should say with Malice Towards None, with Charity, blah, 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 blah. So I haven't really worked on it, but I set it back up with the hoop so that I could. But that is where I'm at with that. It really, I'm probably like a third of the way through. This should definitely be a focus piece. This one and It As Well should be a focus piece, because those are ones that I can totally get done sooner. Speaking of It As Well, it would be swell if It As Well, there it is, was right here. So here's that. So, it is well, Do I have it up here? No, I took it downstairs because it has the pattern on the back part of it, I think. Or do I have it up here? I don't know. I think it is. Anyway, so that's the other one. This one's from my mom. Working on that one for her. Honeybee Portrait is coming up next. Honeybee Portrait is this one right here. And it's got, I'm working on the border. I went ahead and bought the full entire pattern because that's just what I do. And because I'm crazy. Again, that's about as far as we've gotten on that one. Not terribly far, but there we go. And it is Gigondamortis. Here we go. So there's that. Let's put this over here. We've got a Boba Fett piece to show you. Yeah, that's good. Boba Fett. Boba Fett where? Alright, so I didn't work on it at all this week, but I just wanted to show you where we're at. Don't know how well it's going to turn out. We talk about it every single time, but this is Boba Fett right here. It's really, really cool. You probably can't tell. Here, let me pull this down. I got like little cat hairs next to my nose. Anyway, you can see it's actually got like a little bit of, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Bespin or which city that's supposed to be. But anyway, there's all these little cities and stuff. I don't know how well it's going to show up. So I need to get going on it so I can find out. Right. Alright. Ronnie Rowe, U.S. Capitol. Right here. I wanted to work on this one this week, but I couldn't find the pattern easily enough. Go figure. So I'm still kind of in that same little spot. I have so many works here that I'm just in the upper left-hand corner that it's kind of ridiculous. It's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, there's that. With the whole big thing. We got Stormtrooper here. Oops. Pins are flying everywhere. I always got to look at it because it doesn't look right when I first look at it. Okay, so I think it's this way. Yeah, I think that's what it was supposed to look like. So, it's coming together. It's this one right up here. We're in this section right here. So, there's that. See how big it is? Yep. All these projects may take me the rest of my life. If these don't, something else will. Then we've got the world's largest crazy, ridiculous cross-stitch fabric. Wonders of the world. Wonders of the world. Wonders of the world. Wonders of the world. Ugh. Okay. It's like a toga. And this is as far as I've gotten. So yeah, that's kind of sad again. I'm going to have to get rid of that pencil mark. Although it is so nice to have the pencil mark on this. But as far as we've gotten, haven't really worked on it as, again, it's probably the same amount of work that I've worked on the blended projects. It's ridiculous in terms of size. It's probably a song. Somebody probably made a song. Sorry, I dropped my clipboard. I'm a little discombobulated. I was bobulated, but then I got discombobulated. There we go. And that doesn't bode well for anyone when you get discombobulated. I think I'm missing... Oh, I'm missing Dachshund, too. So somewhere downstairs is Dachshund and Apothecary Shop, and baseball, and... Yeah, I think that's it. So hold on, I'm going to pause and go find it. All right, as back. Yep, I had it in another bag. I just didn't bother to bring it up. Husband's home. All right, so Apothecary Shop is right here. There you go. A little bit better. So primarily just worked more on this lighter area here. I gotta find the color that lets me do that right up there. But you can see it's coming in nicely. It looks good. It's looking good. It's this big. It's so good. So that looks good. That is right, you know, something about right there. So it's coming along nicely. Very nicely. And I do enjoy stitching it so much. Alright, let me show you this last one of the day. Now I know I don't have Dachshund and I may be missing something else, but I don't know where they are right now, and I just want to get the video done because honestly there's game 7 of the Capitals and the Hurricanes downstairs getting ready to start and I'm going to go down and watch it. So here's baseball. Did not work on baseball this week, but you can see how it's kind of... Man, I really need to get like another page or two done with this. And once I do, you guys are going to really see how beautiful this piece is. There we go. That's a little better. I got to fill in all the missing spots. But anyway, that is Racha. So, looking good. Looking good. So, we're going to repeat the feature stitch piece of the week this week. We're going to do Reaper one more week because Reaper really didn't get its fair shake this week. It didn't get its own video, and it didn't get as much time on it as other projects have in prior weeks. In fact, not a lot of them got a lot of time. Why is that, you may ask? Well, okay, so let me make sure that I tell you guys everything. I'm going to tell you the bee story. But, so I told you guys I'm sick. I also need to tell you guys there's some fantastic news for longtime watchers of this channel. For those of you who have watched this channel for the last couple of years, you may remember Canadian neighbors that lived next door. The Canadian neighbors that were so cool, that loved hockey, had a cute little kid, but had to move to Philly. They're coming back! They're gonna move back into their house in a month. I'm so excited! I'm so excited. I'm literally like so excited because that little boy is gonna be like 2 years now. Perfect, cute little age. And, oh man, they were so awesome. And, excuse me, the neighbors next door have been nice. However, their dogs bark all the freaking time. And having the old neighbors back in there is going to be just so much nicer. So much nicer. So I am like, my husband and I are both like ridiculously excited that they're coming back. So excited. I know. You guys haven't met Canadian neighbors yet. Just wait. They're so nice. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about the bees. So where we're at with the bees, for those of you who may not know, my husband and I are beekeepers. My husband really is like the chief beekeeper. I'm his assistant. He knows it all. I learn a little bit at a time. And it is, we had to move our hives. We had 4 hives down further south by Colorado Springs of where we live. And it takes about an hour to get to where our bees are. And we needed to move the 4 hives. Hey, I'm talking here. All right? I'm talking here. And then the husband comes home. It's constant loudness here. Hold on a second. I had to yell. I didn't want to yell at you guys. Anyway, so we have 4 beehives, and the people that own the ranch that we have the beehives on asked us to move the bees because they just had found basically a better situation for them, a more permanent place where we could grow, and that wouldn't interfere with their rotation of their animals throughout all their different fields, because they practice like a very ecological and really good process of tilling the soil with pigs, chomping it down with cows, and then releasing other animals on it for like fertilizer and all kinds of things. And so they hadn't really been able to do the field that we were in for the last couple of years because we were in there. And despite the fact that we have a electric fence that surrounds our beehives, you never know if somebody will just bust through that to get to the honey. That's always possible. So they offered a couple spots to us of where we would like to be, and found a great site. My husband went out and picked a great site. A lot of young trees in the area, a lot of smaller young trees that can grow up around the sailor, that can grow up around the beehives. It's going to be awesome. So we have to wait until it is like nighttime when all the bees are back in the beehive to move them, because otherwise we just abandon the bees basically. So we had to kind of close up the beehives. I'm gonna run right through a really quick description of this. Eventually we'll put a bigger video on the bee channel, but you put a little cover on the front, and then we just picked up the beehives because they were pretty light. Put 2 of them in the back of the car, or back of the truck, and or the SUV, whatever you want to call it, and then drove very slowly in the middle of the night to the other site. That if we had gone like straight, if we could have driven straight, it would have taken us only like about 2 minutes to get there, but it's about a 25-minute drive the other direction. So drive them over there. set up the beehives. You have to set up the platforms so that the cement blocks that they're sitting on are level in every direction, and then set the hive down properly, and basically undo all the straps, and because we tied straps down to them to hold everything really firmly together, so there wouldn't be a way for the bees to be too jostled or the parts of the hive to be too jostled, so that they would get really upset at us. So everything went great with the first 2 beehives because they were fairly gentle, but the second and final trip with the much more aggressive but highly productive bees, that one did not go as well. We made it all the way over to the new site and had moved the hive onto the third hive onto the cement blocks, and we're in the process of unlatching the straps that we were using to hold everything down when the bees got loose from inside the hive. And you could hear it at first. It was like, I think the bees are loose. And my husband was like, "What? Get the light!" And I ran over to get my phone that had the light on it because I was recording a lot of this, and then ran over and shined it on the front of the hive, and there's just bees pouring out of the hive. And pretty soon it was like they were just attacking us left and right. We had our bee suits on, so we were safe, but they're just like pow, 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 throw themselves at our masks and everything. So we're like, yeah, we're done here. We're just gonna leave everything the way that it is. Rush put the 4th one on the spot and then release those bees, and we're like, yeah, we're gonna let them settle down because they're mad right now and we're not gonna get anything done. So in all that night, travel time, interaction with the bees, moving the bees, all that took from about 6:30, and then we left at 6:30. We got home at 11:30. I did actually leave at the second intermission of the Blues game, so I had to follow the Blues game on my phone, just with, periodic updates. And I knew they were going to win. It's all good. I knew they were going to win. And so then the next morning, we had to get up at like 6:30 because we had 2 new packages of bees. And what this was basically was like a box with a queen sort of inside a little container inside the box, and thousands of bees inside the box that you take and put into a new hive. And I'll explain all that later in a different video, but we had to drive then all the way back down to the bees, and we got to the place to pick them up at about 7:30. We left probably about 7-ish to go pick the bees up, and then we didn't get home again until about 11:30 in the morning, almost noon. Actually, it was closer to noon, and because we had to do some cleanup and just do some different things to get them all situated, and they were buzzing. They were definitely already actively working. So we did all that. So by the time I got home, it was too late on Saturday. I worked on Saturday, and then we ran out for something, and then came back, and I had to work on something, and I was just already tired. Oh, we were watching hockey. That's what it was. We ended up watching hockey, and I wasn't doing anything, and I was just trying to relax. And so in all, it was like roughly 10 hours of working on the bees, plus work, plus a lot of hockey. And Sunday we were both just beat, and I needed a nap, and I knew if I nap, I'm not going to be able to do a video because it's going to come out way too late. So I just didn't do any of that. That's when I put that out, that I'm like, guys, I'm sorry, can't do a stitch with me this weekend. And turns out that I was right about needing to take a break, because then I got sick, and which is not a surprise, but it's the only time I've been sick all winter, so it works out just fine. So this weekend we have a little bit more of bee work to do. The hubby is going to go down on Saturday and replace all the sugar water that we left out for them, because they really needed some very plentiful, easy food stores to really get a jump on honey production and whatnot. So we had put a lot of stuff out there for them, and we need to replenish all that, make sure everybody looks good. Any touch up any issues. My husband's going to do that. He's going to let me stay home and stitch or whatever I want to do. And then Sunday morning, we're actually picking up another package of bees. We'll get into all the particulars when I do the stitch with me, when I get my voice back 100%. And I'll talk a lot more about the bees, the specific aspects of it. But we've got one more package of bees that we've got to pick up Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. Go all the way down to where we need to go, put the bees in, and then drive all the way back, because we're going to go see Avengers at 11 o'clock. So technically we have to 11:20, right, with all the previews and everything. So we already have our tickets. So we're hoping that time is not going to be that big of a factor and everything's going to be okay. That's what we're hoping for. So, so that was the bees. Very successful. I love the new location that they're at. Just absolutely love it. It's going to be awesome. But I'll get some bee videos up here soon. So lastly, I just wanted to throw out to you guys, I haven't done a great job the last week or two because I've just been so overworked and so tired. Getting stuff up on the site, stitching. For right now, I'm just going to hold off on doing the interlude videos, which I know some of you guys really like a lot. And just try and do a better job of answering questions, say maybe in like the Stitch With Me videos or this video. At least for now. I may come back with it or do something along those lines down the road, but we're trying to get more bee stuff up, and I need to do more dog videos, and there's just not enough time with everything else that I'm doing, and there's so much that I do that I don't talk about, so it's just, time's crunched. But anyway, speaking of time's crunched, we got hockey. The end of round 1 is on right now, and I gotta go down and watch it. I think that's it. There's a lot of people out walking their dogs on the trail tonight. It's a great night to do it. Not me. I was too tired. I has a cold, and so I'm not doing it. But I need to pick a project and stitch. I think I might pick Apothecary. Well, I should pick Reaper, but Apothecary Shop is really easy to work on. So I might do that while I'm watching the game tonight. Yeah, other than that, again, if you guys have... somebody sent me a couple more names. I got to put them up on the list of FlossTubers, and we'll keep getting that upgraded, uploaded, and we'll be good to go. But, yeah, I think my medicine is running out. I can feel my nose starting to drip a lot. You guys don't want to see that, trust me. It's not pretty. It's so not pretty. Other than that, thank you for being patient with me. And let's all get back to our stitching. Oh yeah, what are your Stitch Mania plans? I don't have any Stitch Mania plans. You know what my Stitch Mania plans are? To actually just stitch and to get back into stitching a lot more. But I don't have, Stitch Mania is like year round for me. It's all mania. But anyway, what are your plans for it? Let me know. Check out the blog if you haven't. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you can and you haven't already. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys really soon with a Stitch With Me video this weekend, where we will go into much more detail about the bees and a few other things as well. So okay, I think I need dinner. I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.